Hi everyone. So today I was watching a video by Dave Chappelle in his latest show, The Dreamer, and I heard him say something that kind of got me thinking. The phrase was something like, be wise enough to realize when you're living in your dream, but also be humble enough to realize when you're living in someone else's dream. The reason why this resonated with me is because I can relate it to the ideas behind farming. Because for most cases in farming, sorry, I just got a call. For most cases in farming, the idea behind our farming agribusinesses, or the idea behind our farming ventures, always starts off as a humble thing, and it always starts off from the ideology behind maybe it's a side hustle, or maybe it's just a hobby that you're doing. But in the process of having this hobby, you realize it's kind of giving you some sort of income. And as the income comes forth, you realize that it can actually turn into a viable business. And as the business continues, you start now to see the revenue potential or the income potential that this business may possess for you. And in that process, most of us never really get to note the transition that we have gone through and the journey, or the transformation that you and your agribusiness venture has actually gone through. So in respect to this, when I listened to what Dave Chappelle said, I went back to the time when I was starting my own farm, and the so-called Barbarian Farmers Limited. You can check it on Facebook. And I realized that in a period of half a decade, it has actually transformed from being a simple hobby to an actually income generating business that actually has grown to also empower others and also employ others, and also given me a wide range of networks and friends. So when I was looking at my agribusiness venture, I realized that in most times, most of us farmers never really take time to sit down and see the growth that we've actually undergone. And as we are growing, we get to interact with individuals and organizations that actually recognize the potentials that we are bearing as farmers, or the potentials that our business have, and the impacts it may have on us as individuals and the neighboring communities or the society that surrounds us. So when I listened to Dave Chappelle say that you need to be wise enough to actually know when you're living in your dream, I thought backwards to the time when I started my business, the Barbarian Farmers Limited. And it started off as a sole proprietorship. Sorry, there's some plane passing by and it's making some noise, so yeah. So, like I was saying, I looked back at when my business started and did a reflection of where it started from and where it has grown to, and I realized that maybe I hadn't really appreciated the fact that I'm actually living a dream that I had 5 years ago or 6 years ago. Even though it has not reached the potential that I intended, but the growth has been so significant that it's actually something that is impressive and humbling at the same time. And the second bit of Dave Chappelle's phrase that says that you have to be humble enough to actually recognize when you are living in someone else's dream. This comes in the bit where, as a farmer, as an agribusiness entrepreneur or agripreneur, you grow from just doing your hobby and just enjoying the farming that you do, to interacting with organizations and government parastatals that actually recognize the potential of you and your business. And they get to grow to give you opportunities that go along this line. And as you do that, in many instances, for the programs that I've interacted with, some of them may include Practical Action, programs run by Practical Action, the TRAIN project, and also projects run by Kenya Climate Innovation Center and many other NGOs plus parastatals out there, and also the support that have been offered by entities like the Agricultural Sector Development Parastatal that is run by the government, the ABDP. And you realize that such entities, organizations, non-governmental organizations or NGOs and all that, they actually recognize the potential that the businesses we run, the agribusinesses we run have, and the impact that they can actually have on the society or us as individuals and our families. Because the main idea behind most of these NGOs and government entities is that by empowering our farming businesses or our farming ventures, they can actually create a source of livelihoods for us and also create some kind of empowerment in that our businesses can grow to the point of actually creating employment for others within our socio-economic environments. And so that video really was kind of empowering for me, or the phrase by Dave Chappelle. And for 2024, I would actually pray that for all the agripreneurs out there, we can actually get to realize when we have grown, when we have actually moved from just having hobby or simple ideas to actually being able to have businesses that are now income generating. And second, we have to also be humble enough to recognize when the ideas that were imparted on us by the government organizations and the NGOs and all these other entities that interact with farmers within their spaces, we have to be humble enough to actually recognize when the dreams they had with us and the advices and the support they offered us have actually metamorphosized into something that is actually worth looking at and being impressed by. Yeah, so that's my thought for today. Anyway, peace, and I wish you a blessed 2024.